Hello. Welcome back to Dark Academia for Insomniacs. My name is Breezy. Yes, I have insomniac. Yes, I have insomnia. Yes, I love Dark Academia. I'm also currently watching Gilmore Girls. Because why the hell not? Right? I'm an adult. I can watch whatever I want. Especially 911. Don't get me started on 911. But today we're going to be talking about Neo-Victorianism. And what is Neo-Victorianism? Before I dive into that, if you're new here, hit that like button or bell for notifications. Also, please subscribe. Help a girl out. Um, Neo-Victorianism refers to a contemporary and cultural aesthetic and literary movement that engages with and reimagines and rewrites literature, history, aesthetics of the Victorian period. Emerging prominently in the late 20th century, Neo-Victorianism is characterized by a revisionist approach to the Victorian values, and its interest is um, marginalized voices and use postmodern narratives um, techniques as a prestige, metafiction, and intertextuality. Now, the movement spans literature, film, television, film, and visual arts, and it reflects the past to simultaneously make commentary on present day concerns related to gender, class, empire, sexuality, and trauma. Who doesn't love trauma, right? We all have trauma. But how is it shown in arts and craft? Well, you can see it with cordless telephones, the look of on antique wall mounted phones, CD players resembling the old time radios. Um, and it's like it's a neo romantic and fantasy art. It can be often see the elements of Victorian aesthetic as well. There is also a strongly emerging genre of steampunk art. McNorman and McGo are a couple of contemporary artists whose work is all about a creation of life in the 19th century, and they only use the ultimate technology available, since they are supposed to be anachronistically, and this means that they use easier photographic processes and maintaining the illusion of life stuck in the ways of the forgotten era. Now, how's it shown in work of fiction? Well, um, basically, Neo-Victorian works in Brit is works of fiction that are creative narratives that are works set in the Victorian era, but written, interpreted, or reproduced by contemporary artists. Now, many Neo-Victorian artists novels have reinterpreted, reproduced, and rewritten Victorian culture. Now, significant texts in the French Lieutenant's Women, Profession, Arthur and George, Dorian, um, An Imitation, Jack Mags, um, but these are also narratives that indicate a cessation of Neo Victorianism, and it has been an year phase of Neo Victorianism. Now, recent production of Neo Victorianism on screens include Guy Ritchie's Sherlock Holmes, and TV series such as Sherlock, Ripper Still, and things. Now, how about in dress and behavior? Well, many sources have adopted neo-Victorian style, but also have adopted Victorian behavior affections, seeking intimate, the eminent standards of Victorian conduct, pronunciation, interpersonal, personnel, interaction. Some even go as far as say to embrace certain Victorian habits, such as shaving with a straight razor, writing penny featherings, exchanging calling cards, and using fountain pens to write letters furrowed with sealed wax. Gothic fashion sometimes incorporates neo-Victorianism in their style. Now, it is embraced, but is also distinguished from the Lolita, the aristocrat, the Madame Fashions, which is popular in Japan and which has becoming more noticeable in Europe. Now let's talk about the social conservatives. Neo-Victorian aesthetics are popular in the U.S. and the U.K. Among the conservatives are social conservatives. Books such as The Benevolence of Manners, Recapturing the Lost Art of Gracious Victorian Living, calling for the return of Victorian morality. And the term also is used commonly for derogatory toward social conservatives. Many of these seem commonplace in the modern lifestyle of Victorian era, such as sponsorship, sensational journalism, and popular merchandise. Now, how is it used in research? Well, in academia, it has become an area of study with growing interest across literary and cultural studies. The field is sometimes is supported and is dedicated by scholarly platforms, and most notably the peer review of the journal Neo-Victorian Studies, which publishes interdisciplinary research for the reception, adaptation, and transformation of the Victorian culture in modern media. In September 2007, the University of Exeter explored the phenomenon in a major international conference titled Neo-Victorianism. Um, and academic studies also include Neo-Victorianism, the Victorians of the 21st century. Now, other foundational texts of Neo-Victorian critics are Cutius and Sadoff, and more. Now, how is this portrayed in pop culture and literature? Well, it can also be seen as a growing steampunk genre, with speculative fiction of music performers such as Emily Autumn. Neo-Victorianism is popular with, in many ways, prefigured by that an interest in Victoriana and historical reenactment. And so you can also see the details in like the Diamond Age by Neil Stevenson and Neo-Victorianism as well. That is it for this episode. Thank y'all for joining me for this brief episode. Um, Join me next time as we talk about Bohemianism. Y'all have a great day. Happy Thanksgiving. Oh, by the way, War Eagle, because Alabama lost to Oklahoma. My heart couldn't be more prouder.